Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. Welcome to week 4 of Katie Thurston's season. We have got so much to cover in this episode. I gotta tell you what, better than expected. Anyone else? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Is this season not progressing to a very special place? I said this last week. I'll say it again. This might be one of the greatest seasons of all time. They're batting 1,000. We have newcomers. We have oldcomers. We're unionizing to kick people out. It's like a Survivor kind of breed. But, I mean, this season's heating up. A lot of people said, I thought it was going to be kind of boring, but it's actually pretty good. Wow, it's amazing when you actually share some heartfelt stories and get there for the right reasons that things can go down. Do me a favor and go down on that like button. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And congratulations to all of you guys for helping us hit 35,000 subscribers today. Thank you guys so much. Anyways, my name's Dave Neal. What I do is I take notes, I read them back to you guys. No edits, no jump cuts, none of that. Just me, you, and what we're going to talk about. So let's get right into it. Oh, all right. Here we go. And by the way, I have to mention, how funny is it, this resort they're staying at? The guys are working out in this like outdoor makeshift gym. It looks like they're in a prison yard, doesn't it? It doesn't help that the resort has the same aesthetics as Alcatraz. You notice that? What do you call the decor here? It's called 25 to Life. That's what it is. Next on HGTV, it's Love It or Lifetime. How to turn a prison shank into a conversation piece. All right, so we get into it. Apparently, we know right off the bat, the whole episode's going to be the Thomas pseudo here for the wrong reasons story. I tell you what, I don't think he's that bad of a guy. I'm not seeing it. I don't know what you guys think. I know my chat on Discord, there's a couple dozen people on Discord. I'll put a link below if you want to join it. We chat during the show. I know that chat was like, you know what? I mean, he's guilty of kind of being honest. Maybe he's a little bit of a useful idiot. You know, he's like, yeah, I kind of thought maybe I'd be the Bachelor. And everyone's like, oh, you're the worst. And it's like, what are you guys doing here? Let those that don't have glass houses not go on The Bachelor. How does that work? Honestly, so I don't think Thomas is that bad of a guy. But of course, some people might beg to differ. Katie goes on the group date. They say this date is going to force the guys to try something they don't want to do. So I'm thinking maybe like, I don't know, get a job. You know what I mean? Maybe something like that. I'm kidding. What's a job anyway? We live in a post-apocalyptic universe. You know what I mean? Capitalism is dead. Get on the show, get verified, and sell your, skinny tea or whatever you need to do. You know? Get your PPP loan, get your PPP loan, and get out there and hire an assistant. Looking at you, Tayshia. Times are tough for Tayshia, the co-host of The Bachelorette. She needed a PPP loan. All right, I made a video about that earlier. You can check it out. I think it's kind of overblown. The real crime is how the crooks in the political world are stealing from us. All right, I digress. Okay, all right. We can all agree, though, right? I mean, depending on you're on the left side or the right side, we can all agree the politicians are the ones robbing us. All right, vote some new people in. Vote for me. I'm running for, what do you guys want me to run for? So anyway, Katie invites Tayshia and Caitlin to join the date. They do a truth or dare. Oh, we love a good truth or dare. Those are always fun. You know, we never learn anything on these group dates. Like, we'll watch 10 of these group dates in a row, and it's like, well, which one do you think's better for Katie? It's like, well, Greg's not good at eating habanero peppers, so I guess, does that tell us anything? Not really. I don't know. You know what I mean? So look, here's how it works. The guys eat 5,400 calories of Twinkies, and then they're supposed to show that they're in love with Katie. It's like, bro, you're going to get diabetes. You're going to be in diabetic shock. I mean, imagine them trying to hold a conversation after 5,000 calories of sugar. They're just like, sorry, I'm a little tired right now. My body's being overcome. You know what I mean? You ever do that? You ever have a cookie and you're just like, I need a nap? When you get into your 30s, you can't eat sweets anymore without needing to clear your schedule. It's like, I want those brownies, but first I need to get ready for bed. All right. Michael says, I haven't had a carb in 7 years, which sounds tough to do, but he's also a virgin, so restraint from Twinkies is nothing. It's torture being on a diet and watching a pound of pasta being eaten. But if you're Michael, like the guy's held off in other respects, so you think he can hold off there. They do hot waxing. Look, hot waxing is torture. In college, I had to hot wax my buddy's shoulders before spring break, my roommate. I felt like I was in Guantanamo Bay. I'm just like ripping his skin off. Like he's telling me secrets. He's like telling me where the nuclear, warheads are buried. He's like giving me like, a map to the Declaration of Independence. And I'm like, I'm just trying to make you look smooth, I guess. What's with that? The smoother you look, the sexier you are. How does that work with hot wax? I don't know. But ladies, credit to you guys for the threading, the waxing, the plucking, the picking, the scab, whatever, the micro needling, the things that women will do in the name of fashion. I mean, credit where it's due. You guys outperform us. I just did a little St. Ives over the face here, and we call it a day. a little Moroccan oil if we're having a good one. All right, a hot pepper challenge. Eat 2 peppers, then propose to Katie. Very funny how the men are crying and stumbling through their proposal with just tears running down their eyes. It reminded me of my proposal. I was like, Dave, what did you say? I don't remember. I blacked out. I was sober, but I blacked out. So that's why I always give these guys credit at the end when they propose and they like do so and they look so good and everything. I'm like, I was a bumbling idiot. But then again, maybe that goes to show they haven't known each other for so long. When you actually propose in real life and you've known the person, and I think there's more emotions there. I don't know. Could just be me. She said yes. I made sure to eat before, why she wasn't too hungry. You never want to propose when somebody's a little hungry. They might be a little hangry there. You want to get them well fed, get them some of those Twinkies, and then be like, oh, would you marry me? And she's like, I do, as long as we get Taco Bell on the way. All right, so then we have Caitlyn and Tayshia in the background of the proposals. The guys are proposing to the women with this giant, 20-carat Neal Lane ring, and Caitlyn Bristow's like, mine's bigger. And Caitlyn and Tayshia in the background like, oh, I love it. I love the vibes. Group date, evening wear. Katie wears a shimmering houndstooth dress, and then Spencer brings Katie Taco Bell. This was a big move. Nothing screams sexiness like a chalupa. Let me tell you about it. That's you want to get to my lady's heart. You give her chalupas. You give her a little bit of that Taco Bell love. Speaking of shimmering houndstooth dresses, if you aren't familiar, my fiance Tasha, a fashion expert, Tasha Courtney, and I have been doing fashion recaps. If you don't know anything about fashion, it's actually fun because I don't know anything about fashion. So we're going to go through all the different outfits from Blake's boxers, spoiler, to all the Katie's outfits and, all the other stuff. So if you want to go over to Tasha Courtney's page, I'll post a link below. You can go check that out. Last week, you guys came out of the woodwork. She got 1,000 subscribers like that. So you guys really showed up for her fashion recaps. It's a ton of fun. You learn a little bit of something about fashion. You learn how to dress a little bit. Who wore it best? Dave wore denim on top of denim. Katie and Spencer and Katie kiss after eating Taco Bell. He goes, yep, that's what I was looking for. And I'm like, the taco or Katie? And it's like, well, maybe both. Maybe he wanted that fire sauce. Give her that good old fire sauce. By the way, if you're cool if you have at least 35 packets of fire sauce just stacked in a jar in your kitchen. You know what I mean? If you don't know, you don't know. Greg asks Katie what makes her so sure about him. She says, I'm not. Katie says Greg is authentic. Hey, Alexa, remind me in 4 weeks if Katie still likes Greg. Let me know. By the way, my fiance Tasha, she's just yelling at the TV. She's showing her cards. He's giving her nothing. This is why this show's not going away for a while. When grown women are just yelling at your TV, like, quit. You know what I mean? Like, quit giving it all. You need to, hold back. I don't know. It's like my fiance held back for 6 years. I still don't know if she loves me. Spencer tries to calm the group down. Who would want to tell? He goes. He's like, who wants to tell Katie about Thomas? Spencer's like, no. Spencer's, the group's an angry mob. They're like, we got to protect Katie at all costs. But it's like when we break down what we're doing, it's all self-preservation, and Spencer realizes that because he's a smart, enlightened man. So he's like, look, all you guys are doing is just sort of, you're looking out for yourself. Katie will figure it out. Spencer actually values Katie more than these other guys because he's like, Katie's smart. She'll figure it out. Spencer says, I get people want to call him out, but it's a cop-out. She will sniff it out. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more than I do with you, Spencer. We have to cherish this man, Spencer. Spencer is an icon, and we have to cherish him. Looks like Trey is getting the Rumination Award. He's overthinking things, and it's getting out of control. This happens every season. Somebody has too much time to think, so they'll take a thought, and they'll just let it expand and expand like wildfire in their brain. And Trey's like, I got to tell Katie. I got to tell Katie. And it's just like, you don't. All you got to do is be a better choice than Thomas the tank engine or whatever. You know what I mean? All you got to do is whatever. So Trey tell Katie that Tom. Okay, so Trey tells Katie that Thomas is super manipulating. Katie's just trying to enjoy her post Taco Bell bliss. Katie's like, I'm just enjoying these hard shell tacos, but what's the matter? He's like, oh yeah, Thomas is bad. And she's like, you mean the guy that's not even on the date? Like, what are we talking about? Spencer and Trey don't see eye to eye on the issue. Spencer says, you guys don't want drama, but you spark it. Kill the whole vibe. Buzz Killington. Spencer's crushing it with these words. He is so right. You're killing the vibe. You're making it about somebody else. Keep your eyes on the prize. Trey got the rose, though. Trey got the rose, and I don't blame Katie. I don't blame her at all. She doesn't see what's happening behind the scenes. So while Thomas might be bad, in what world do we live in where you need to warn? I mean, leave a comment. Am I wrong on this? Do we live in the world where they all need to warn Katie? Because how many guys in a row are they going to warn Katie about before everyone's like, I think it's actually you guys that are a problem? Tayshia knocks on Katie's door, a nice little mentor chat. Tayshia points her Neal Lane diamond ring at Katie. Did you notice that? Tayshia's just got this rock she's wearing, and she's just like pointing it at Katie, and Katie's like, oh my gosh, like, do I get one of those? It's like, you might. Tayshia said, I had someone from my past reach out to me. He has good intentions. Katie begs to find out who it is. She's like, give me a hint. Gimme. Tayshia says, enjoy my sloppy seconds. Well, technically it's sloppy sevenths. But Katie finds out who the surprise guy is. It's Blake. And she's laughing. And, we're trying to read Katie. We're like, is she that into him? And I think the big dilemma with Katie is that she's tried so hard to be very conscious this whole season to not sort of like, I don't think she's like calculated, but I think she's trying to give everyone a fair shot. And I think she knows that when Blake shows up, she's like, oh boy, this is going to cause problems. Blake says, a little surprised, are we? He says, your openness, bold, confident, playfulness. Hey, they're two peas in a pod. These guys, they really are tailor-made for each other. I'd be upset if I was the other guys too. They don't stand a chance. Katie tells us that Blake reached out to commend me on my bold personality. That's a corporate way to say we sexted. Blake reached out to me to commend me on all my bold personality. It's like, did you guys bump Harrison's on Skype? Is that a Zoom call, or are you just happy to see me? What's happening over there? Katie says, to see you here is a dream or a nightmare. Blake says, time will tell. Boy, how poetic are these two? To see you on this fine summer's evening, it is a dream or a nightmare. Time will tell. Katie says, if you stay, I'll be your third Bachelorette. Yeah, Claire and Tayshia, they count as one Bachelorette in my book. It's not like Blake has done 5 seasons of the show. Claire obviously was in Adele, spoiler, and Tayshia was head over heels for Zach. So like Blake, it just didn't work out. And it was like, oh, he had his shot. People are so mad. He had his shot. Okay, easy there, Samantha in Des Moines. Okay, Blake's got another shot. Okay, my question is for all the Americans out there: should we be happy that these northern immigrants are just coming in here and stealing our women like this? Looking at you, Blake. Caitlin Bristow. She came in here and started bumping Harrison's, and next thing you know, she's on Dancing with the Stars. Are we not good enough in the United States of America? Are we not who we need to be and where we need to be able to command the #1 dating show in the world? When our greatest talents are exported or imported, I should say, from Canada. You know what I mean? I need to get the Canadian national anthem there. But seriously, though, it's like, get it together, ladies and men, single ladies and men of the United States of America. Get it together. It actually kind of sucks that, like, Canada has their own version of The Bachelor. And they're like, well, how's our show supposed to be good if we're giving you guys Blake and Caitlin? You know what I mean? All right. And who else? That other girl, the blogger or whatever her name is. It doesn't matter. I wanted to say Kit. It's like a Kit. One of those. You'll leave a comment. You'll let me know. I think they'll be on Bachelor in Paradise. Blake says he'd rather meet outside the show, but he'd regret if he didn't. And what if he didn't go on? Sorry, I messed that up. Blake says he wanted to meet outside the show, but like, what if Katie's still not single and all that? He said he would regret not going on. Katie says, do I think there could be something between us? Maybe. Blake says, I'll take that maybe. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all we need. Boom goes the dynamite, okay? I'll take that maybe. Blake's like, all right, okay. What's with all that 1 in a million talk anyway? Katie is Samsonite. Katie's best comedy ever, Dumb and Dumber. Katie was filmed in my home state of Rhode Island. Rhodey proud, Rhodey fresh. Katie seals the deal by saying, oh, you're a troublemaker. Listen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The best thing a woman can ever say to you is, oh, you're a troublemaker. That means she's going to have no trouble giving you the key to the fantasy suite. Let me tell you something. Oh, no woman has ever said, oh, you're a troublemaker, and meant it like, oh, you're actually a troublemaker. It's like, oh, you're going to make me do things that I haven't, thought about since before the war. We all know how this, I made this joke before, but it's every season, she looks at someone, oh, you're a troublemaker. I'm going to sneeze. I'm getting allergic to love happening. I got allergies here. Yeah. Was it the peppers I ate, or am I just allergic to love? That'd be a nice, 80s rock song. Allergic to love. This guy's sneezing. All right. I digress. Katie's wearing a mini wrap dress with flutter sleeve. Oh, Caitlin Bristow found Waldo, and Waldo chic, as she calls it. Caitlin Bristow retweeted my tweet. Kind of a big day for me. Thank you so much. I can retire now. Big fan of Caitlin. Katie and Thomas chat before the rose ceremony. Thomas says, I've had to listen as my integrity in character has been demonstrized, which I believe that he said demonstrized, which I don't think's a word. But either way, regardless, Katie, I think Katie was still into Thomas. Now, I take these notes as I write them, and I'm watching the show, so I'm surprised by what's about to happen because I think she's still into him. And again, I think Thomas, maybe he's just got a little bit of that liar thing where like he can only say the truth. Because like, all right, tell me you didn't think about being the Bachelor. Okay, I did. But like, okay, you're telling me Hunter, no offense. You're telling me Courtney. You're telling me all these other people there didn't think maybe worst case scenario they become the Bachelor out of this. So maybe Katie wasn't his type. You know what I mean? You're still going to be on the show. Spencer has the I told you so conversation with everyone. He has that moment where he's like, are you not entertained? Look what you did. Because it's midnight. They haven't had the rose ceremony yet. And he's like, y'all caused this. Guys are like, what would you have done? Just buried your head in the sand? He's like, exactly. I would have buried my head in the sand. That's exactly what I've told us to do. And I agree with Spencer on this one. Let me know. Are you Team Spencer on this one? What do you know? Katie says, I'm trying my best to be present. She has the champagne glass. She's like, I'm trying. It's midnight. They're just starting the night. They're probably supposed to start at 5 p.m. She goes, I'm trying my best to be present. I don't want to say cheers. We can get the night started. How sad is that when she's like, we can get the night started? It's like if like your significant other agrees to like hook up, but she's like not feeling well. And she's like, we can take this to the bedroom. And you're like, no, just go get some rest. Like, what are you doing? This is like when your teacher catches the class cheating and she says, I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. The group is still talking trash on Thomas. What will the group do when Blake shows up? They've cried wolf enough. You know what I mean? They've already sent home some other guys. They've unionized against, 3 people now? So what are they going to do when Blake shows up? They're going to be like, we also don't think Blake's a good fit. Katie's going to be like, I think y'all are the problem. You all get sent home. Katie has a moment with Michael, which was nice. It was nice to see Michael. Connor made like a brief moment here, but like some of these characters were like, we were falling in love with Connor. We were falling in love with Michael. Where did these guys go? Katie, she says, I can't stop thinking about our date, which was very nice. And then Katie wonders out loud if Michael, she was like wondering if he would stay in Ohio. She's like, is the Midwest a deal breaker or what are we thinking about? You know what I mean? That's the first question you have to have if you meet someone from the Midwest. So are we thinking like move to one of the cities and then come back for holidays or what? I'm kidding, Ohio, but come on, seriously. Who's like, it's my greatest dream in the world to like, end up in Dayton. I'm just saying. Prove me wrong. Subscribe, Ohio. I know. Okay. My fiance's from outside of Cincinnati. I can talk about it. All right. Nice to visit. Nice to get out. Okay. It's like, this was a nice 4 days. Let me get out of here. I'm done with strip malls and Skyline Chili. All right. If you know, you know. Rose ceremony. Voiceover says, Thomas's presence in the house undermines us all. It's like, shut up. I'm just yelling at the TV. Shut. My neighbor's like, who's he talking to? I'm like, shut up. Katie then keeps Thomas. I'm all excited. Katie picks Thomas. I'm like, oh my gosh, have my eyes besmirched me? Katie's picking Thomas. I thought she was going to demonsterize him or whatever the case may be. And then wait, he goes in for the hug. He's like, oh, and she goes, She goes, no. Teases him. That's like what I do with my dog when I try to give him a treat. I'm like, you got to dance for the bacon. He's like, I'll dance for the bacon. So anyway, she backsteps very quickly. She walks away. She backstepped as quickly as somebody after their campaign promises. They're like, oh, no, universal health care. What are we talking about? No, we can't do that now during a global pandemic. No, take care of our citizens. No. They back up. That was her. No. You're not getting the rose. Anyway, this is where I lost it. She walks away. She has a rose. And we're like, oh, she has an extra rose. Maybe she'll plant it in the garden. Oh, she's heading to the hotel room. Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Thurston's she's walking. In what direction? Hotel room suite 2277 or whatever it is. And I'm just yelling, is it Blake's room? I know, we know it is. Is it Blake's room? Is she going to Blake's room? Then Blake's been alone in his room just shaking hands with an old friend, as we like to say back in the day. And Katie's just gushing over him, and like he opens the door like naked. She's like, you can kind of put some clothes on. She does this thing. She's like, oh, you're a troublemaker. And he's like, I'm going to make some trouble with you later on. I'll tell you that much. So anyway, I'm yelling at the TV like, oh, game, set, match. Ding, ding, ding. I'm pumped for Blake. Let me know what you guys think. I am so pumped for Blake. I am, no spoilers in the comment section, but it's just like, yeah, he's a couple weeks late. Oh, but you know what I mean? She got to sort of know him a little bit by his time on Tayshia and Claire's season. They DM'd a little bit. Is it unfair? Maybe. Is the final product about finding someone you like? And if Blake's there and it doesn't work out with her and Blake, at least she knows that wasn't, what she was meant for. But in the meantime, I love when they throw a curveball like this. Kind of sucks for the other guys, but what can you do? This is the show. I'm loving it. and I need some Taco Bell. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. And then at the very end in the bloopers, we had Tayshia and Caitlyn try a hot pepper and have the most hilarious and dramatic response ever. I love them. They're just like chugging milk. Caitlyn says Tayshia's breath was too spicy. She's like blowing habanero mist into her. Classic duo. We have a classic duo here. All right, so we've got, if you're watching this right now, my fiance Tasha Courtney's fashion recap is up. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to analyze all of the fashion from tonight's episode. You can watch the live streams I do after the episodes if you want to go check those out. And then other content all day long. I'm going to have other content all day long. So leave a like and hit the subscribe button. And thank you so much for 35,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I'm excited for what's in store. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for all the support. If anyone wants, you can go to the Patreon where I have exclusive content. I've been sharing some behind the scenes info that I'm picking up. I'm getting some like future contestants reaching out, people that are on the roster for next season, some light spoilers about people that are contacting me, contestants' moms and exes, just stuff that I don't feel comfortable sharing like live, but it's good to share in the background. So if you want any of that content, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal and check that out. I do an extra couple episodes every week. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye now.